been in years past, top 30 in the country consistently this year after they were significantly towards the 200s in the country a season ago. So they've developed a little bit more, and a quick start here as a ball over top from Marco Dos Santos gets headed down. And we are off here from Newton. Boston College is in the white kits today. Siena is in green, and Dos Santos, a nice touch looking for Leo Guarino, and it's knocked out to the far side where Max Andrews is over there. Couple of changes to the starting lineups. Let's start with Boston College first. So Leo Guarino, who came off the bench for the first time against Clemson, he's back in the starting lineup. Chavi O'Neal comes off the bench for the first time today. The big one with the ball right here, Diego Ochoa, who missed the first couple of games of the season, still returning from an injury late in the year last year. He came on in late stages of the game against Syracuse and Clemson. So he gets the start at center back today, along with Moritz Gundelach. Captain of the Eagles, such an important piece. And then the other one is Marcy Killeen, who came in as a transfer this year. Killeen, number 16 in the midfield for Boston College, second team All-Big West selection from Cal State Fullerton last year. He missed a couple of games due to injury, came in again, coming in off the bench last time out against Clemson, but he is back today as well. Jonathan Murphy also gets the start for Boston College, his second of the year, and this is over top for Murphy. Tries to settle it down on the edge of the box. And that's a pretty good tackle right there. Alejandro Perez Horda does a decent job, but it eventually ends up in a corner. Let's talk about this Siena Saints team. They're 1-2-3 on the season so far, coming off an impressive tie against Xavier, a ranked team last time out, 0-0 at home. Xavier, who was the first high major opponent that Siena had hosted going back 13 years. Ochoa going for Gundelach, heads it to the side of the penalty area. Still charging in here, and now the Saints start to work it out through Cole Heller, the grad student from Virginia. Siena has a win against UAlbany this year. That was a week ago on Thursday. They have ties against UMass Northeastern and Xavier, and they've fallen to Lafayette and UConn. It has been low-scoring contests that Siena has been involved with this year. There have been 5 total goals in the 6 games that Siena has played. They've allowed 3, they've scored 1, and they also were the beneficiaries of an own goal by UConn against them. Averaging about 9 shots per game, 3 of them on target. So they have developed a little bit, just have not been able to find the back of the net all that much so far. And that one goal that they did score was in the 90th minute with less than 50 seconds remaining to beat UAlbany 1-0. Throw in for Siena. Perez Horta, the sophomore from Spain who did not play last year. This is forward, and the flag is up on the near side. Olafur Freyson, the senior from Iceland, was out front. Great international roster here. Siena, Boston College, plenty of international guys as well. Eagles, who have played their last 2 games, just 1-week games, against Syracuse and then against Clemson. So the last 3 national champions have come through Newton over the last 2 weeks. Syracuse in 22, Clemson in 21, and last year as well. Clemson, by the way, went to Worcester as part of their New England road trip and tied Holy Cross yesterday 2-2 following their game against BC. That's to the corner. Dos Santos knocks it down, but couldn't quite get it on goal. And Siena will bring it out to the far side. Hellert stops it there and has to work through its back line. So Siena has been one of the best defensive teams in the country this year, despite the lack of offense. And we'll see how this game settles in. So far, Boston College has certainly had the majority of the ball. Get to register an official shot so far as we play 4.5 minutes in. Christian Behar has had a really fine season for Boston College. We've mentioned it a bunch if you've been with us. Stepped into a much bigger role after kind of came out of his shell last year against Duke. Had a goal and an assist in the last game of the year. And he has really built from there. Boston College, who tied Syracuse 1-1 2 games ago before that 1-0 loss to Clemson last time out. Third home game in a row for BC and 6th home game of 7 games to start this season. Nice takeaway. Colleen right on the edge of the box. Then Guarino got knocked down. It was Ask Eklund who's the one who set that up. Max Andrews to the midfield. Brian Toro's gotten a lot of time. The freshman, number 6, has it right there. But then got pushed off momentarily. There is Bennett Glinder in goal, the sophomore from Germany, who's played all but 2 minutes in goal this year for Siena. Preseason All-MAC selection. He was a second-team All-MAC pick last year, where he led the conference in save percentage and was second with 4 shutouts. Siena had an interesting year last year. They finished 8-9 overall, but they were 8-2 in conference play. Playing in the Metro. Dobruna got knocked down on that far side, possession of Boston College. Bayar will go back through Ochoa. Be interesting to see how many minutes Bob Thompson feels comfortable giving Ochoa today in a starting role for the first time this year. He's played 31 minutes total over the first 2 games, basically about a 15-minute split each. And it was high leverage moments. It was late in the game against Syracuse. It was late in the game against Clemson that he came in. So a lot of trust there with Ochoa, who's in his 2nd year as a captain. Preda started forward. Ask Eklund on the header. And Siena back to wrap it up. Siena was a little bit short on their back line in the game against Xavier. And there's a whistle there. And see what they get on Gundalak. And we're going to get our first card of the game. So Moritz Gundalak got caught and ended up a little bit of a push from behind, so the yellow card comes out. And a dangerous spot for Siena as they have their first opportunity on a free kick. Again, for a team that has struggled a bit to find offense this year, this can be such a crucial spot. Here's a free kick, short, Andrews right there. Follow up by Hellert. Got a little bit of room to step into it, and his shot's blocked again. It was Andrews the 2nd time. And Guardino starts it forward. This is what Siena's gonna want to do, really control the game through their center backs and that back line. Play a possession-based game. Be on the Eagles to try to use their transition. See which team can be the one to establish that possession. These 2 teams tied going back to 2022. That was Siena's last point taken off a high major team since they did so against the Big East champs Xavier last time out. Nice move to come back by DePreta, but nobody on the end of it. Now we'll see if the Eagles can hold some possession. Boston College is averaging nearly 16 shots per game so far this year. Compare that to last season where the Eagles scored just 12 goals total and they average just a little over 9 shots per game. So really a big difference, and we're far enough into the year that it's more than just a small sample size. Over top, long run for Toro, but he can't quite track it down. Out of bounds for a Siena goal kick. Boston College coming into play today was 19th nationally in shots per game and 29th in shots on goal per game. So just a massive difference than last year. And that's what Bob Thompson talked with us about. If they could just find a little bit of offense to go along with, they were pretty proud of what they accomplished on the defensive end and with their system and structure, that they might have something, and they found a way to do that. And no doubt that Ask Eklund plays a big part. Leo Guarino coming in, 2 transfers up front certainly make a difference. But they've also fed into their transition game a little bit and feel like it's been a strength. Deep throw for Siena. That got all the way in. There was a chance for a header there to get on goal from Cole Hellert, grad student from Virginia, but he couldn't angle it on goal. Dos Santos tried to get it forward, but again, Siena kicks it to the back line. You expect, especially on the road, even more so than your average game, Siena's going to be content working through this back line as much as possible. See if they find space. Chance for Eklund. A little bit of pressure so far for Boston College, and now they start to put some more on. And we'll see if that boxes in the Saints a bit. To Bruna. Still through the back line. There's the mistake pass. And can the Eagles take advantage? Eklund could not get through. Good positioning. Tomislav Verdoryak was the one who was in good position against Eklund. Siena now working through the middle. Gundelach steps up. Toro got a piece of it. Here's Hellert. Bruna comes back, header chance, and Klein is there. And we're gonna stop play here. 32-28. Header attempt, which Klein controlled, probably was not gonna be on goal anyway, but a decent buildup. And everything appears to be okay. Zach Gardner was the one who had the opportunity for Siena, senior from Glastonbury, who was second team All-Metro Conference selection last year. See if Boston College tries to control the game in a similar way. Here, Bob Thompson wanting his team to switch the field again, but it's taken away by Freyson. Dos Santos had to hustle back into the play, and he does indeed take it away. Klein tried to switch field. Eklund does get a piece. It was behind Colleen, though he does get possession back for Boston College. And Ask Eklund gets it ahead. Guarino. Good work by Guarino. And he will give his team a chance to secure possession. Killeen, ball forward for Behar. Skipped up high on him a bit. Still does manage to get to it. Murphy taken out from behind, and they do call it. It's Mark Kajamarka who's called for the foul. And a free kick here for Boston College. So Siena has the lone shot so far in this game. Dos Santos and Guarino to take it for Boston College. Guarino's chance, headed out, back to Ochoa. Behar over top, Guarino settles it, Gundalak, but the flag was up. So certainly a little bit of work there for Boston College in their attacking end, but couldn't get a shot out of it. So 15 minutes in, still 0-0, Siena and BC. DePreta got a little bit of room to go forward and goes wide with it. Dobruna, service to the box, looking for a header. Siena able to convert a lot of passes in here. DePreta again. Boston College content to sit back for the moment. You know, in some ways, for a team that has struggled to score, struggle may not even be the right word, but just playing the style Siena's played and only with one goal on the board, almost content to sit back a touch and force them to try to find something offensively, to work their way into something and not press so high and to leave something open in behind. Ball played across. Ochoa is right there. Swings wide for Fogarty. Sean Vogtinson, one of the center backs for Siena, senior from Norway. So now Boston College with possession. Let's see what they do with it. Back for Klein. Ochoa looking to go over top for Dos Santos. Again, it's headed back. Dobruna against Dos Santos. Well defended once again by this good defensive club in Siena. Now here's Behar. Grayson putting a little bit of pressure on, and there's a player down on the opposite side of the field for Boston College. So Sergio Gonzalez, our referee, stops play. now we'll stop the clock and ask for the training staff to come out. It's Brian Toro, the first year from Revere. Give everybody a chance to take a quick breather here. Toro, who's played really quite a bit, over 270 minutes. He's played in all 6 games so far. This is his 4th start, 7 tries. Bob Thompson's been very impressed with his composure and the adjustment that he's made. Played for IFA New England and MLS Next. Because they had to stop the clock, Toro has to come off the pitch, at least for the moment. Boston College will restart with possession once Toro comes off to the near side. 0-0 game, Siena and BC. Game number 7 of the season for both of these teams. That loss to Clemson, Boston College's first of the season. They were bidding to go 6 games unbeaten to start a year for the first time since 2010. Toro can immediately come right back in, but does have to go to the near side. And there goes Toro back in. Ochoa steps all the way up, ball over top. Behar gets to it, keeps it going, earns the corner. Better offensive play there by Boston College. They take advantage of the restart. Use a little bit more of their transition to quickly create a corner. First one of the day for BC. Spinning in. Linder got a piece of it, still alive for Ochoa, who missed high. But I think we'll see if Boston College uses that little play they just found. Ochoa starting it forward, more aggressive ball. Behar had a chance to get to, quickly earned the corner out of it. Eagles are averaging a little more than 5 corners per game. Surrendered a decent amount to Clemson last time out. Otherwise, they've been pretty good in that category. Here, Murphy knocks it down. Eklund tried to give it right back to Murphy, and a slide tackle made by Jesper Schoen Vogtesen. Vogt again from Norway. It's an all-MAC rookie team selection as a freshman. Here's Guarino. A couple defenders around him, and that's where Siena's so solid defensively. There's just nowhere to go. And then Murphy knocks it out. Each team now officially with 1 shot, neither team with a shot on goal yet. Andrews steps up, Toro gives it right over to Dos Santos. Eagles complete a couple of passes on that wide side and now go through the back line. Behar back for Ochoa. Ochoa tried to get it through to Murphy. Knocked out by Zach Gardner. Colleen over Gundalak. Dos Santos. This is where the Eagles can kind of lean on their own possession game. Ochoa, good find through the middle. Garino touchback for Gundalak. Dos Santos trying to get around his man. Centered on the pass. Guardino coming over to that area right along the end line. Dos Santos as well. And that eventually goes out for a Boston College throw. Good work over there with Verdolyak also in the area for Siena. Marcy Colleen thought about going for Murphy. Instead, back for Toro. Eklund got pushed off for the moment. But that's where Boston College, deep in its own end, has enough numbers to take the ball back. And we'll see if they can settle into this game a little bit. 0-0, 21 minutes remaining. First half here from Newton. Boston College looking for win number 3 of the season. They're starting 2-0-3 before the loss to Clemson, the defending champs, on Friday night. Here is Ochoa. Eklund, nice touch. Guardino, maybe a little bit behind him. They do call the foul, but I believe outside the box. I'm not sure if Guardino had already started to go down a bit as he kind of went up over the ball, but little bit of a shove from behind by Siena, and Boston College the beneficiary of the call. So what a great chance here in a 0-0 game, 25 minutes into this first half. Eklund backs off it. Dos Santos and then Guardino. Looks like it's going to be Eklund. He does, and he scores! Goal number 5 for Ask Eklund. And Boston College takes advantage of the free kick and leads 1-0. What a start it has been for Ask Eklund in his Boston College career. The transfer from Duquesne, who was the A-10 midfielder of the year last year. After scoring 20 times in 2 seasons with Duquesne, he's now got 5 goals in 7 games for Boston College. Talk about adding the offense that the Eagles were looking for this year. He has done that in a massive way. And a 26th minute goal as Boston College up 1-0. And obviously that goal is created off the foul that's called right on the edge of the box, right? And Eklund's good enough to take advantage. But it all kind of went back to, Toro was down for Boston College. There was this break in the action. And ever since then, it's felt like BC has finally started to dictate things rather than allowing Siena to play that possession game from the back. And Siena had more of the ball before that point. But ever since then, Boston College has been a little more aggressive, it's felt like. Kind of content to play their own style and own game. More balls like this, even if it means giving up the ball sometimes. And let's see if the Eagles continue to do that, especially now, up 1-0. That ball is out front for Lee Mara. Good job by Max Andrews, back in position. Andrews, another guy who got more time as the year went on last year, and now it's built into his starting role. And he's been out there as much as anyone on the pitch so far this year. The transfer from Army West Point, where he was the Patriot League Rookie of the Year. And then his second season here with BC. Murphy got a piece of it. Over to the near side. Ochoa. Oh, it hit high off of Navarro Perez. Sophomore from Spain, but he couldn't start it forward. And again, the Eagles are back on possession. Ochoa will take a beat with his team up by 1. Dos Santos settles it well. Eklund taken off for the moment. Perez Horta could only get it to Andrews, who pinched in a bit there for Boston College, took away some of that space that Siena maybe had a little bit more of at times earlier in this first half. Guarino gets around and then was pushed down. They'll actually call the foul the first push, where Verdolyak got his hand on Guarino's back, and then Boston College was allowed to play the advantage. Guarino comes back as BC restarts. Toro kept it going. Killeen forward, good ball. Dos Santos slides it across. Right there is Behar. Boston College has changed the tenor of this game over the last 7-8 minutes, and it's 2-0 BC as Behar scores his first goal of the year. Dos Santos will get the assist. That'll be his first assist and third point. And Behar, who has been one of Boston College's most consistent pieces all season, he's really played outstanding soccer. And he certainly deserved to have a goal on his ledger. And he now has one. Second career goal. Remember, his first, as we said, was last year in the ACC tournament game against Duke, where he had a goal and an assist in that game, after having just 1 point the entire season prior to it. So Boston College has certainly changed this game around, and they're still pushing forward. And I mean, we basically said it, right? It felt like the first 15, 20 minutes or so, they sort of held back a little bit, let Siena kind of hold onto the ball wherever they wanted to through the back line. And then eventually BC just started pushing and just started being the team to possess the ball and take some shots. And it has worked in a major way. Wide, Dos Santos once again. After an assist moments ago, he sets up again, and this time it's Glinder who makes the stop. So 2 goals here in quick moments. Eklund in the 26th minute and Behar in the 30th. Here's Siena trying to answer, down by 2. Because now you get in a situation like this, and now Siena has to do what's uncomfortable more so for them, right? As we've said, they've only scored 1 goal themselves, 2 total based on an own goal all season. So having to come from behind by 2, not that they can't do it, they're averaging 9 shots a game, but it takes out of their comfort zone of what we talked about, playing through that back line, possessing and building as much as they were a little bit earlier. Verdoliak was knocked off. Toro's done a good job today. Takes the ball away in the midfield. Dos Santos back to get it. And here's Guarino. Nice footwork by Guarino, and then was taken out of the play. Marcy Colleen off the restart for BC. Behar just scored moments ago. Murphy gets around his man. Jonathan Murphy forward, too far for Guarino. By holding the ball a little bit more, it's also forced more Siena fouls, so it's now 5 of them called against Siena, which is sort of just a function of the game more than anything. And again, we just saw Ask Eklund certainly take advantage of it. So with 12 minutes to go in this first half, and 2-0, and it's a Boston College throw. Gundalak starts to the back, and Ochoa. It's not as if Boston College is just constantly pushing forward. I mean, they're still going to use the possession game that we saw them play so much last year, but it's just eventually starting to take some shots and being a little bit more willing to give the ball up. And Colleen gets it right back. Toro for Colleen. Guardino knocked down from behind. They'll say clean. Siena building. Marca works it through near side. Heller, Jonathan Murphy closest to him, plays it across. A couple of guys there. Nobody could get a clean foot on it. It's Alfredo Santos. Eklund off the free kick in the 26th minute, his 5th of the year, followed by Behar's first 4 minutes later. And it's 2-0 BC, and they have a corner kick with under 10 minutes to go in the first half. I see a bunch of subs come into the game for BC momentarily. Bob Thompson putting his depth a little bit on display here. He's about to have 3 subs come in who have started more games than they haven't. Dos Santos to take the corner. First touch was Perez Horta. Ochoa couldn't get it on goal. Subs will come in, 3 of them for Boston College. Xavi O'Neal, Michael Asari, and Jack Burkhart. Asari, who had started a couple of times this year. The other 2, Burkhart and Xavi O'Neal, had started all 6 prior to today. So Toro and Murphy will come out, as well as Dos Santos. Burkhart steps up, immediately creates a chance. A little bit too far, though, looking for Guardino, and maybe even looking for Asari on that left side. We've even seen different combinations of some of Boston College's forward or attacking midfield group. Burkhart maybe set up a little bit higher here than we've seen at times. Xavi O'Neal and Michael Asari on the wings this time, with Guardino and Eklund a little bit more forward in a 2-forward look. Right now kind of morphing more into a 4-4-2. We've always seen Bob Thompson kind of willing to shift in how they attack. We saw back 3 a lot last year. It's been much more of a back 4 so far this season. Seven minutes to go, first half. Behar. Guardino this time comes back in to get the ball. Moving away from Gardner. Gundelach's been such a steady player since playing basically every game last year as a freshman. And he's been out there almost every minute again this year. Second on the team in minutes last year. He leads the way this season. Not quite far enough for Asari, but now he steps in to get it. Michael Asari, good pass. Maybe just a little bit out in front of Xavi O'Neal. That ball did not go out on the end line. It ended up going out on the side, so it's a deep throw-in coming up for Boston College. But there you see the speed of someone like Asari. And Xavi O'Neal on the other end of it. Throw in Eklund. Steered out wide by Ochoa. Behar, space for the freshman Asari. Scored a goal against Syracuse. Also had 5 shots in that game against the Orange. Really impressed as a freshman. No surprise, really. Someone Bob Thompson talked to us about from our first call this year that he thought could really add something. Super talented, can be a winger, can be more of a 9. Spent a little bit of time with Inter Miami, time in MLS Next Pro this past February. Originally from Ghana. Asari leaves it for Behar, works it back. Killeen back for Burkhardt, who can move the play. Burkhardt saw room for Asari, couldn't quite get it to him. Behar steps up to get possession back, though. You can certainly see they keep looking. They're trying to get it out wide for Asari. Now Killeen, who switches spots. Killeen in good position, got knocked down. No foul called, and it is a goal kick initially ruled, but I think, yep, they're going to keep it here. Boston College wanted a corner kick. They'll say it was not deflected on the way out. So Siena restarts, 3:35 remaining in this first half. Eklund plays it for Asari. Michael Asari. Eklund gets it back to his left foot. Tried to create the corner kick, just nicked it off his right to Gardner, but Gardner did a pretty good job keeping that in his feet right along the end line. And it's Siena ball. Siena's going to push wide. To Bruna. Chance to get it back. His service. Ochoa got a piece, and Asari right there with a lot of space in front of him. And he'll use Eklund. Goal already. Wide for Xavi O'Neal. Forced out, but still in deep. Max Andrews will throw in under 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 Boston College goals. They've been efficient. Both of their shots on target today. Just 3 shots total. 2 of their shots on target, and both of those have gone in. It definitely felt like it was the moment that Toro went down, and there was a break for him to come off the field. Before that moment, felt like Siena really did a pretty good job of kind of having possession wherever they wanted, and not that they were going to push forward all that much, but developing through the back, willing to hold on to the ball, and Boston College was letting them do it a bit. Give credit to Siena for being able to do it, but then after that point, Ochoa tried that one long ball that nearly worked out for Behar, quickly created a corner, and ever since then, the Eagles have been much more the aggressives. And not that the shots have been any kind of massive amount coming here, but they have held, I mean, I would think it's got to be close to 75-25 possessions since that point. Killeen's going to go wide with it, maybe a bit strong. Nope, Andrews gets there. 26 seconds remaining. Killeen Uses the momentum to come back to his left. Work through the back line in Ochoa. Remember, the clock is behind Boston College when they play at this end of the field. Over top for Behar. 6 seconds remaining. Navarro Perez. And that will just about do it. So first half comes to an end, and it's Boston College with a 2-0 lead over Siena. I'll get underway as Boston College has a 2-0 lead over Siena. Goal scored in the 26th minute by Ask Eklund off a free kick just on the edge of the box, and then followed up in the 30th minute by Christian Behar. His first goal of the year, Eklund's 5th, and that's how we stand right now at 2-0, Boston College the lead. Boston College looking for victory number 3 of the season. After falling for the first time to Clemson on Friday, Siena looking for win number 2. And that is out on the far side. Boston College in the white kits today, Siena in green. Dos Santos flips it, tried to get it towards the net. Couldn't before it goes out of bounds over the end line. So that first half really a tale of kind of halves within the half. First 20 minutes, Siena did a pretty good job possessing. BC really changed the tide of things. Just a few minutes before that Eklund goal, and he took advantage of the foul. And then Behar scoring after that. Asari, Chavi O'Neal stay in to start this second half for Boston College. One change in the back line. Moritz Gundelach, who almost never comes out for BC. He does come out here with BC up 2-0. And Mark Boy, who played most of the Syracuse game with CJ Williams out due to an injury, gets an appearance. Jonathan Murphy settles down for the moment, but Siena comes back in, takes it away. Lee Mara, the sophomore from New Jersey. Here is Freyson. When Siena was going right in that first half, I mean, they were really using their back line. Back line, they have changed a little bit here to start this second half. Eric Svensson, junior from Sweden, starts as one of the center backs here along with Benjamin Fogarty. Pressure from Asari. They have to work through the back line, and Glinder. For Dolyak. Little space for Mara. Tries to create a lane around Behar. To the box, Andrews is right there. Max Andrews has done a pretty good job in the way of a lot of balls so far, the Army West Point transfer. A little bit more possession here for Siena to start half number 2. Played an impressive schedule to test them early in the season. They were picked 4th in the Metro Conference this year in the preseason. They're making the postseason once again last year. Graciano Brito lost in the semis after going 8-2 in the Metro, program record. 4 wins in the conference. They were the 2nd seed. Boston College also saw Iona, the regular season champs from last year, and the team picked 1st in the league. That was the opener this year, BC and Iona tying 2-2. Jonathan Murphy. Murphy starts forward for Behar. That's a pretty good looking ball, but it's just a little bit too far. And it spins over the end line for a goal kick. Well, as we said, Boston College has spent a lot of time on this pitch to start this season. This is their 7th game of the year. 6 of their first 7 have been at home. The lone road game was at Merrimack on September 1st. But the challenge certainly, I don't even know if ratchets up is the right word, because they've played the last two national champions, the last two games they've played on this pitch. But they will be on the road for the second time this year, as the yellow card was called there against Jonathan Murphy. Back on the road, and they will take on the #2 team in the country in the most recent poll that came out, Pitt. So you had 20th ranked Syracuse, 5th ranked Clemson, and 2nd ranked Pitt. It's your first 3 ACC games. It is a brutal conference, especially with some of the additions of SMU, Cal, and of course Stanford. That's a header, and that is in. That's Zach Gardner's first goal of the year, and just the 2nd scored by Siena this year. And it is a 2-1 game, an excellent header. And Zach Gardner, the 2nd team All-MAC selection, who scored 4 times last year, makes this a 2-1 game. Dren DeBruna, the sophomore, gets the assist, his first point of the year, on the goal by Gardner. So we'll see if that leads to some momentum here for Siena as they start the second half a little bit closer to what we saw in the first 20 minutes of the first half. Their first shot on target of the day, though, and it goes past Brennan Klein on a quality header. And it is 2-1. So Bruna through the back line, and Svensson. Fogarty starts near side. DeBruna, sophomore from Waterbury, Connecticut, came in as an early enrollee this year. Bruno spent some time with the Albanian U19 national team at Euro qualifiers. Over top service, Klein jumps way out. Flag was up anyway. But a little bit more aggressiveness from the Saints. Killeen. Siena puts a little bit of pressure on. Killeen's pass actually hit off of Navarro Perez before BC gets it forward. But here is Michael Asari. He can change field quickly with his speed. Good play by Svensson to get back and take out the speedster Asari. I mean, Michael Asari has as much speed as anyone on the pitch, and Svensson got back in really good position stride for stride. We've already seen Siena be a little bit more aggressive in the second half once they've had possession, and in some ways, obviously so, down by 2, but now down just 1. And that one is out for a corner kick. Dren DeBruna will be the one to take the corner for Siena. Their first of the game. Try to go deep. Oh, header was there, but not on goal. It was there for Freyson. DeBruna once again. He's got another service chance. Header's there. Oh, it bounced too high off the crossbar. Oh, that's an excellent chance. Well, how this game has turned. Really, both of those setups were pretty good. Even the corner, I know the header didn't get to goal, but it was there. Freyson put a little bit more on it, but then that last one from Alejandro Perez Horta, and it was there. And if that bounce just has a little less spring in it, it's under the bar, and it's 2-2. So we'll see how Boston College adjusts. And now what's a 2-1 game? The Eagles still in the lead. Every game that BC has played this year has been a 1-goal tally or less with their 3 ties. Same can be said for Siena, who we've seen 3 total goals in this game. There were 5 goals total in Siena's first 6 games. 3 allowed, 1 scored, and then 1 tallied on an own goal by UConn. Throw in from De Bruyne. Dolyak kept it in. Dolyak wide. Perez Horta steps up. Here's a challenge into the box, but Freyson wasn't there on the end of it. Boston College sending everybody forward. Brennan Klein goes deep with it. Xavi O'Neal gets it well. Dos Santos starts it forward. Was knocked down. Killeen goes all the way back in and is held from behind. Navarro Perez grabbed the jersey. Eagles wanted a card from it. Dolyak forward. Cajamarco. Freshman from Elmsford, New York. By way of NYCFC's academy, Mark Cajamarca. Dos Santos keeps it going. Marco Dos Santos with an assist already for Asari. Stops, gives it back for Killeen. Good choice by Asari to not force that shot that was not there, and he keeps the possession going. Xavi O'Neal pushed off, but that's out off Siena. Boy, that was a really good defensive play, and then he just lost that in the corner. And Boston College gets bailed out there a bit and gets a corner kick. Xavi O'Neal back for Burkhart. Cross looking for Mark Boy on the backside. It was too far. Navarro Perez forward. Mark Boy ran him out. Mark Boy, who's a transfer from Campbellsville, played 77 games over 4 seasons, was an NCCAA second-team All-American last year. Campbellsville reaching the NCAA tournament title game last year, and they won it in 2021. Ochoa tried to get it forward. Good read that time by Perez Horta. And Siena's back on possession. They're now out shooting Boston College 4-3, though the Eagles 2-1 in shots on target, which is of course also our score. Good development. Right on the edge of the box. Mara turns, saved by Klein, and it goes up over top of the bar. He made the stop, and then it was actually the second touch when that ball kind of just sat in the air. And then it kind of rolls up the bar and over. Does create a corner kick here for Siena, who's been the aggressors in the second half. That one's immediately headed out. Mara sends it back in, looking for a header. Header's there, but the second one wasn't. Cajamarca. DeBruna. Cajamarca again. Jack Burkhart steps up. Plays it back. Dos Santos. Flag stayed down. Dos Santos is 2-on-1 back. Now the defense gets back in a position. His pass was a little behind Burkhart, but Behar's there. Steps into it looking for Murphy. Settles for Michael Usari, who takes it out. Chavi O'Neal. Now the Eagles dealing with a little bit more pressure from Siena, and that pressure forced the pass out of bounds on the near side. BC will sub. Ask Eklund will come in for Jonathan Murphy. And it looks like CJ Williams will check into the game for the first time as well. I'm not sure what the confusion is here on the subs. Asari is down for Boston College, so that's why it was right in front of the subbing area, so it looked like everybody was kind of just standing around, but Eklund was kind of letting the training staff know that Asari was down. With under 29 minutes remaining, I believe it was Murphy coming out for Eklund coming in, and then it looked like Ochoa was coming off in favor of CJ Williams, who's in for the first time. Williams, who missed the Syracuse game after he had to leave the Merrimack game. And this basically acts as a timeout for everybody with 28:40 to go, as Asari is off now. So, obviously the injury before, now we're just letting everybody have a timeout. Sometimes if the temperature is warm enough, you get a hydration break, but we did not have that in the first half, and it's certainly not warmer than it was in the first half, so a bit confused by what the delay was after Asari came off. Wondering if there was some confusion about, was the sub going to change because Asari was down? But it does not appear that way, and Asari is going to come right back onto the field. So we will restart with the Siena throw. So that timeout extended to a full one and 2 remaining. That is out on the near side. So it's Eklund and Williams who are back in. So you wonder if this is a spell for Ochoa or this is part of the plan of working him back in. Remember, he played about 15 minutes in each of the last 2 games, his first 2 games of the year, and then started today. So goes the first half plus about 15, and now it's CJ Williams who's in. A little bit of flexibility in those center backs. Williams heads it over for Xavi O'Neal. Dos Santos taken down. Verdolyak is called. Marcy Colleen will restart. So this is a 2-1 game. Boston College had a 2-0 lead at the halftime break. But Zach Gardner scoring the goal off the header, set up by Dobruna. And Verdolyak also, by the way, got an assist on that goal, his first of the year. That's where we stand at 2-1. Boston College looking for a 3rd victory of the season. Siena trying to get a result off its 2nd straight major conference opponent after they tied Xavier, last year's Big East champs, 0-0 last time out at home. Asari gives it for Colleen. Nice footwork. Eklund tried a back touch, keeps it going. And then Colleen goes to chase it towards the corner. Colleen steers it back into the box. Nobody there. Behar steps up, though. Keeps it for the moment. And now Siena breaks it out. Freyson. Oliver Freyson. It's back to midfield, and the pass is set up wide for Leo Mara. Oh, there was nearly a chance for Navarro Perez to sneak in behind. Pass couldn't get to him, though. Good job by Boston College's back line. Svensson. Back for Dobruna. Siena, when they've been kind of in their game and in their momentum, they've done a really nice job possessing. It's a reason they had only given up 3 goals in 6 games coming in. Deep ball over top, nobody at the back end of it. Under 25 to go. Knocked out. Sub for Siena, Cole Hellert, who started this game, is back in, as well as Joseph DePreta, senior from Clifton Park. And it's Dobruna who comes out along with Freyson. Looked like De Bruyne's shin guard had popped off. He was trying to fix it during the play. Well, pressure from Dos Santos. Deprez still manages to get it. Passing in the back. There's Asari, puts a little pressure on. Even though Boston College is the team playing up the goal, wouldn't be surprised if we see a little bit more of this pressure from BC. Try to change the flow of this half the way that they did right around this time in the first half. Mara tried to sneak it through. Behar was not there, but then his pass wasn't far enough, and Gardner keeps it going. Corner of the box. And that pass was not there. Colleen knocks it out. And Eklund will try to chase it down. Svensson holds him off. Boston College will throw. Foul goes against Siena. When Boston College kind of started to get some momentum back, it really came off a couple of Siena fouls, which has as much to do as BC possessing as well as they did, kind of earning them. Haven't had many, though, to start this second. That's a good pass by Dos Santos. O'Neal gets it to Eklund. He lets it go. Burkhart's shot is stopped. Asari was right there as well, looking for a rebound, but it didn't quite bounce out to him enough. Eklund let that go. And Burkhart, who was set up with a really good chance, but there was so much time as it turned out, Glinder got over and was able to make the clean stop. Still, best development of this second half for Boston College. Brennan Klein kicks it through a little bit of pressure into open space. Verdolyak. Hellert comes back to get it. We're deeper now into the second half than we were in that kind of moment that the half changed in the first. And Siena trailing by a goal. Shots are 4-1 Siena in this second half. Shots on goal, 3-2 BC. That's over top. DePreta was trying to sneak in on the backside. Might have ended up offside anyway. Brendan Klein was there with the save. Xavi O'Neal runs over top of it. Back for Dos Santos. Dos Santos has the assist on the Behar goal, which right now would be the game winner. Here, Bob Thompson encouraging his team to build with back four. Behar holding back a little bit more. That's over top for Asari. Tries to back down, but flag was up on the near side. Under 19 minutes to go, 2-1. Chance wide. That is too far on the cross. This is one of those games where it's never going to quite be that perfect execution, but it's just kind of grinding out those chances, finding something. Leo Guarino is back in for BC. Michael Asari will come off. Eklund and Behar scoring within 4 minutes of each other. Eklund off the free kick, and Behar set up by Dos Santos. And then the second half goal by Siena, Zach Gardner. It's 2-1. Siena still has had the majority of the possession in this second half. Throw from DePreta. Played at SUNY New Paltz for a couple of years. He was the second team All Region 3 selection. First team All in the SUNY Conference. Dos Santos, nice work. Marco Dos Santos has space going to the middle. Xavi O'Neill was holding up a little bit to make sure he was going to stay on side, and then because of it couldn't quite get to that ball. Siena does knock it out though on the near side. BC possession. Here's CJ Williams. Andrews content to step up. Xavi O'Neill moves towards the end line. O'Neill plays it across. That may have hit the bar before Glinder could swipe it out. Williams again, content to step way up. Guarino, similar spot. He sends it across, but I think he was out. And indeed was. So goal kick Siena. DePreta, speed to the middle. CJ Williams was right there. It'll be interesting to see how Bob Thompson uses his group of center backs now that Ochoa is rounding back into form. Williams, who missed a game and a half due to injury as well. Gundalak, who had played every minute until this second half. And Mark Boy, who's even played a little bit of time as well. Plus someone like a Max Andrews. And then Behar on the wings. Burkhart, good ball to get it forward. Guarino kept that moving despite two defenders on him. Dos Santos sent it wide, but Hellert was there. Burkhart steps up. Burkhart, corner of the box. Burkhart missed wide. Seeing a little bit more aggressiveness on the offensive end from Jack Burkhart. A couple of shots today, one of them on target. Mark Boy knocks it out. Mario Navarro Perez, another Spain native, sophomore, but in his first year really getting minutes for Siena. Williams, good read. Even then, though, Siena managed to get the ball back fairly quickly. Nice step for Dolyak. Over for DePreta. Javi O'Neal closest to him. DePreta got it back. Throws it across, it's too far. Then stepping in. Oh, that bounced a couple of times. Was in a dangerous spot for a moment. Not the way they drew it up, but it does end up in the box. Here's Behar. Christian Behar over for Dos Santos. Marco Dos Santos could not get around Fogarty. Benjamin Fogarty, the first year from Belgium. Very solid on the back line. This has been a game where it's been hard to get shots out of it. Here's Dos Santos. Dos Santos in, chips it on, and it goes! Marco Dos Santos makes it 3-1. There were 2, 3, maybe even 4 times where it felt like Dos Santos had a chance to get in behind, but just couldn't, for whatever reason, whether it was a Siena defensive play or too strong on the touch, couldn't quite get there. But it felt like that run was there, was open. We even just saw the one a few moments ago that Fogarty did a really good job to break up. Otherwise, Dos Santos was home. And then that time, he does manage to get in behind, and such a high-quality touch to get it over Glinder, and there was nothing he could do. And just puts it in perfectly off the post and in. So, and to do it in a moment where it felt like Siena was really starting to push. But it is 3-1. Boston College with 11:47 remaining. A couple of subs will come in here. Ryan Lim, senior, is in for Siena. Lim, who started his career a couple of years at Quinnipiac and then played last year at New Haven. And then Brian Toro on the other side comes in for Boston College, replacing the goal scorer, Dos Santos. So a goal and an assist today for Marco Dos Santos. And that goal is 79th minute tally. And it's 3-1 Boston College. 3 goals is now a season high for the Eagles. And they are now 3/4 of the way to their goal total last year as they play here in game number 7. Bob Thompson said if we could just find a little bit of offense. And Dos Santos obviously is someone who was here last year and played pretty well at times. Had 2 assists. Both of them were in the last 3 games of the year, but did not get on the score sheet. But even someone like him, having Eklund and having Guarino, so some of those guys who had to be real focal points last year could be more 1B, 1C, 1D, however you want to say it, rather than 1A and 1 only. It's such a huge difference in the depth of your scoring. So yeah, Ask Eklund can find 5 goals, but Dos Santos can be a major contributor, and he's not relied on to be that top striker. That's too far. And we're coming up on 10 minutes to go. Here's Klein. Here's some pressure from Guarino. Oh, he almost got there on Glinder. Second to last non-conference game of the year for Siena. They'll play NJIT on Saturday for jumping into Metro Conference play. Well, that was nearly a handball. It was uncalled. Maybe even something else on the back line. That's in. And now much ado about nothing as Klein grabs it. And fine to take a little bit of time. BC up by 2. Looking for their first non-one goal result of the season. Colleen, that's all about his positioning to force that down and draw the yellow card on Tomislav Verdolyak. The first year from Frankfurt, Germany. Free kick, Boston College. Jack Burkhart up by 2, just plays it over for Andrews. Ball in, that was headed. Actually could have been dangerous there with Glinder jumping out, but it was the defender in front of him that headed it. So there was room on that backside, but only Siena players there. And now play stops once again. Sergio Gonzalez will blow it dead. Perez Horta does manage to get it forward. Mark Boy over there stays in on that sideline. Jamarca. Preda back for Verdolyak. Over top, Klein is there. Brennan Klein, it was a preseason all-ACC selection. Really continued to grow as a keeper. Played his 41st career game today in a Boston College uniform. Christian Behart, that's the quality plays he's made all year, including a goal today, second one of the day that BC had scored, and it's the difference maker right now. That's a nifty ball over top, but a couple of good touches from BC. No, Andrews could only knock it up into the air. Dolyak. Svensson plays it over for Horta. Nice takeaway. Hellert. CJ Williams was in good position there. Siena forced to work back for the moment. Paulino ends up forcing it out. Fogarty with Toro closest to him. And especially, we started to say it earlier, and then Siena scored the goal. There's so many levels of challenges when you play in a conference like the ACC. It's hard to even just say one challenge is bigger than another. They just sort of keep coming, but you had the challenge the last 2 home games of the 2 most recent national champions, Syracuse and then Clemson, to open ACC play. Well, it's an even different kind of challenge, as Boston College will be on the road to take on the 2nd-ranked Pitt Panthers on Friday night. The job Jay Vidovich has done building up Pittsburgh. It's a short schedule in men's soccer in the ACC. That one does get through. A little awkward looking, but it was no problem for Brennan Klein. You only play 8 conference games. And for a 15-team conference, so much is dependent on how the schedule turns out sometimes. So, but there's so many good teams, you might miss some, but you're still gonna have to play so many difficult teams. So yeah, Boston College misses Stanford, who's #1 in the country this week, but they get Pitt, who's #2. Clemson, who was #5 last week, they're #4 right now. Syracuse, who's out of the rankings at the moment, #6 North Carolina at the end. But then you get a case where there's some teams who were ranked in the preseason polls who are no longer ranked. Be at Wake Forest, they'll be at Notre Dame, at North Carolina, home for Louisville and Virginia. It's the ACC slate. It is not easy. Don't play an NC State team that was ranked again this week. Be 2 consecutive games on the road for BC. Pitt, and then just down the road, their crosstown rivals BU a week from tonight. CJ Williams can only knock it out. It's a corner kick with 3:22 to go. And Siena will sub before the corner here. 4 new players are going to come in. Alexander Zylonka, Anthony Rouse, Ben Beaton, and it looked like Christian Amaral, the junior. All players who had not yet appeared in the game all come in. Corner kick for Siena. Mark Boy is first on it with a header. Season high 3 goals for Boston College today. To Preda. What's interesting about this game is, you know, we've talked so much about Boston College's shot numbers. They were top 20 in the country in shots this year, averaging nearly 16 per game. Another corner kick coming up. Today is one of their lowest shot outputs of the season, only 6 shots. And of course, today is the day they score their most goals that they've scored in any game. 3 of them on the board on 6 shots, 4 on target. That is out off of Toro. Follow-up chance deflected up high. And another corner kick is coming up. Siena was looking for a hand somewhere. They'll try to go quickly once again. 1:38 to go. Siena needs 2. That one was mishit. So 3 corner chances in a row there. Nice cutback move, though. Burkhart right there to knock it away with Cole Hellert trying to come in as quickly as possible. Fogarty. Over to Zylonka, New Jersey native. Plays it towards the edge of the box. Colleen is right there and knocks it out. With under a minute to go here from Newton. DePretta cuts back. Toro right there. Say Toro got a little bit too much of a grab there. Maybe one more free kick, and they will stop the clock. The ref is at his discretion to do at this late stage of the game. 18 seconds remaining. Back post run was not there, and that is out for a corner. Siena is just going to go as quickly as possible. A lot of time at this end, down by 2. Is there one more chance? Oh, that's a good save from Klein. Might have been his best one of the day is how this game wraps up. And Boston College is a 3-1 winner tonight over Siena.